Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
For you.
We are awake, we are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs,
For you.
if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset,
For you.
start taking iron today.
Not for me, okay?
The iron you need to get what you want.
Well, TGIF, everybody.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday, because it is Friday.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Welcome to Have No Sphere. My name is Josh Corey, and you can be sure we've got a hell of a show planned for you today. It's been a while since we've double booked guests. We've been doing really well, getting guests on one at a time. But it seems this week we've managed to double book guests. But that just means more fun for you guys. So we're going to start off with some friends of ours. If you are fans of the Ironworks, you would have heard our guests, our first guests this evening, earlier this week on Tuesday. And that was an absolutely amazing show. I mean, right down to the timing. Everything was going smooth. The production was good. And of course, this morning was a complete shit show. But Tuesday was awesome. Let's jump in and say hello to the fellas that were joining me on Tuesday. Zachary Zabala, or Good Times for All, if you prefer, right here on YouTube. Zach, you didn't get a chance. I just lied. I said you were there Tuesday, but you weren't. You were sleeping. You weren't there at all.
I was sleeping.
Well, then
I apologize for that, ladies. It's been weird these last couple weeks. I don't know why my dreams have been very vivid, and I've been waking up multiple times during the night, like, whoa, and then fall right back asleep, and then I forget all of it. But it's weird. It's been keeping me like really out of it as far as trying to sleep at a certain time period.
You know, you say that, that's funny. There's a conversation before the show started about dreams and some intense dream states. I actually remembered a dream this past week. And it's probably been years since I've been able to wake up and remember a dream. But some Asians, pretty sure they were Chinese people, did a drive-by at a house I was in with my big dog. For some reason, my big dog was there, and for some reason, my big dog was standing on a coffee table.
That's a big shibby.
That's a big shibby. But these Chinese people drove by and shot him through the window when he was standing on the coffee table. And that's when I woke up. I don't have any idea what the hell that dream was about, but it's interesting that I remembered it because I don't ever remember my dreams. So it's interesting that there's been so much conscious dream remembering going on from people that don't generally dream that intense or remember their dreams at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been really picking up in my world, at least for sure. But I'm ready for tonight. This is going to be fun.
This should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm excited too. Well, the man who was there on Tuesday and who is also zero stranger to the dream state. I say he's here. Is he still here? He may have dropped off because he's having issues. Well, damn it, Walter. Walter was here. His power went out because he just experienced quite a big storm blow through Louisiana. And it knocked his power out. So he was out driving around, charging his phone, trying to hop in the chat as best he could. But maybe he decided that it wasn't the best time. But trust me, he was there on Tuesday. And he knows lots about dreams. Anyway, let's say hello to Mr. John Savage. John, how the hell was your week? You weren't there Tuesday. Last time I talked to you was, well, Wednesday. But how's your week been?
No, I wasn't there Tuesday, but I did listen. I thought it was a great show. My week, busy doing nothing. Absolutely sod all. I can't even think of one thing I've done other than install a switch and a volt and an amp meter, and that's about it. But yeah, interesting about dreams. Just thinking myself, I don't remember dreams at all, generally longer than 5 seconds after wake up, and then they're gone. But no, this week definitely had a dream I can remember now, and it was we were interviewing Donald Trump.
Nice.
Yeah, really strange.
That's a good get. Did you set up this interview?
No, I've given up doing that. But yeah, no, looking forward to tonight, and yeah, let's get on with it if we can.
Absolutely. Well, we just got to introduce Cammie. Cammie was having some pretty intense and interesting dreams as well. So welcome, Cammie. It's been a while. How's your week been?
Well, it's been a good week and getting a little bit of everybody here. We haven't had the storm yet, but it certainly looks like it's on its way here to Denver. The skies are darkening. And I have also experienced these vivid dreams all week long. Now, I am one that usually remembers my dreams, and my dreams are very vivid anyway, all of the time. But even for me, this week has been the strangest week ever. I had a dream the other night that was so vivid and so weird. I dreamed I was the compass needle, and my head was like an arrow, and my body was the long part of the arrow. And where they put the rivet, like on a compass, if you think, where they like do that rivet into the compass can sway, that's right where I felt like somebody stuck a knife down my back. And it like went right with my backache. I somehow threw my back out in the middle of the night during this stream. And again, it's like, it's weird how physical pain can work through, ways into your dreams. But I feel like I have a knife, and it's like right where that rivet is. And that's definitely a weird dream for me, even with my weird dreams.
Sorry, I'm watching my OBS drop frames as I speak, and I don't know why it would be dropping frames.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I remember after I had surgery one time, they had me on the little morphine drip, and I had horrible, horrible, vivid nightmares because I would be in such pain, and then the pain would reside, and I'd fall asleep, and then all of a sudden the pain would come back on, and I'd have to wake up to hit that little thing again until it got bad enough for that. So yeah, pain really does affect your dreams when you're in actual pain. It can really mess with your dream state, for sure.
Yeah, it usually incorporates with me in the dream with like getting hurt in some ways, physically hurt, or again having a rivet in the middle of my back. But it's a strange world.
It is a strange world. Well, let's just jump right in and say hello to our guests, because I'm getting the impression that everybody there in chat would have listened on Tuesday. So let's welcome back Roxanne, globalist denier. Is that what you're going by now, Roxanne? Is that still globalist denier? Are we just Roxanne these days?
I'm going with really woke Roxanne. I'm going with that now. Really woke Roxanne.
Really
I'm going
woke.
for a bit of rebranding, but I'm still against the globalization. I still do not believe the model that was taught, so nothing's changed. Don't panic, anyone. I'm still not thinking I'm on a ball. It's flat.
Love it. Well, welcome back to Have No Sphere in the Iron Realm. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, my darling. It's a pleasure to be here. I've missed you all, man. I've missed you all. Cammy, Zach, Savage, you. It's a nice vibe here. It's like the Cheers bar. I love it. You come in here and it's always a vibe. It's always a vibe. Love it.
We love having you.
Roxanne, ditto on that. I was just saying that to the guys right before you joined in, how much I've missed you. You're always a warm, friendly spot in Flat Earth, and I'm very grateful for you being here.
Oh, thank you, my darling.
So I'm trying to think of the best way to introduce the next guest. And really,
there is no easy way to do this.
No
She's in a league of her own, bro. She's in a league of her own.
It's really amazing when you get to meet someone who is like really awake and really on the same level as a lot of us people who have been at this for a long time, because we're just so few and far between. So when you finally meet somebody live and in person, it's such an amazing feeling. Like, yes, I've done it. There's actually another person out there.
Faith in humanity restored.
But then just imagine if you just happen to run across a neighbor just a stone's throw away on the same level as you. And that's what you got to experience, is it not, Roxanne?
Oh yeah. We it's like we both hit the lotto. We both hit the lotto. Not only are we in London, we're in the same segment of London. So we're like literally 10, 15 minutes away from each other. It's amazing. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. So this person you met, Asita, it was awesome talking to you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us this evening. I'm really looking forward to tonight, because on Tuesday, it's all radio based over on Truth Frequency Radio. So we don't have any visuals. So a lot of what you do is so visually based that we missed a whole bunch, which is why we were excited to get you back on here, because we'll be able to actually see some of the things you're doing and some of the situations you have placed yourself in or found yourself in even. So yeah, thank you for coming. It's awesome. I'm really looking forward to this.
No, thank you guys for having me on again. I really enjoyed the show last time. I know when I first came on, I was really nervous. Could hear it in my voice, but you guys are so easy to talk to, and it was very comfortable. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. We are super laid back here. There is absolutely no reason to be nervous, because that's kind of the way we designed it. I remember getting on for my first few times being nervous, and there's no reason. I've flubbed and mucked up this show a half a dozen times already, and we've not even been on that many minutes. So there's no reason to be nervous at all. Just sit back, relax,
No, definitely not. It's a comfort thing, because I've never intended to be on YouTube like this. So it's more like a comfort thing rather than me actually being nervous.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get that. But so let's just jump right in and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how it is you even got started down this path, where that diverged in your life and you started sort of straying off the normal highway. I don't know. Look, I'm too sober at this point. I think I might have to mute up and take care of it.
When I fell down the rabbit hole.
There we go. Perfect.
The rabbit hole. Yeah, no, I was about, it was my early 20s, just coming out of my teens into my 20s, when I was introduced into the Illuminati, I guess. And it was from there that I've really just sort of stuck on the idea that what I'm told isn't, or what this life that I'm living isn't real. And I've always questioned things. I've always been a skeptic of things. Whenever big events would happen, I wouldn't fall for the narrative so easily, let's just say. Not that I was heavily into I like to call it truth facts rather than conspiracy theories because, you know, there's too many facts rather than conspiracies. So yeah, I've just always had that in my heart, I guess, since my early 20s. And then 2015 is when I came into the heliocentric model not being what I thought it was, what I've always believed to. And, you know, before this, I was actually heavily into space. I was looking at Anunnaki at this time. So yeah, the deception of the globe Earth really woke me up and gave me some, I don't know, courage to be more proactive in talking the truth, I guess. And it's when I discovered, you know, channels like Roxanne's and Dave's and a lot of other people as well from the States, just by learning, observing, and just seeing what you guys do is honestly really amazing. And it's what woke me up, put it this way, like really woke me up. I was woke, but I was still very asleep. And I think many people probably feel like that until they sort of came into the whole heliocentric model being a big fat lie and space. So yeah, I just sort of went from there, and I built up the courage to meet Roxanne at Speaker's Corner because, you know, they do this thing where they meet up once a month, last Sunday, last Sunday of the month. And yeah, just one Sunday, I can't remember when it was about before
Dave went to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
So it was actually the end of last year, you know.
Just before you guys went off and did the Globe Tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just happened to build up the courage just in time to meet them before they went off for the whole year.
You did say it wasn't a one-off then. You said, no, I'm here now. Like, this is the start.
I said I'll become, and I did. Yeah. I came every time that they propped up, and I don't think I've ever missed.
You've been there ever since. Obviously, the more and more Asetas come. Obviously, I know that you all may be seeing Aseta maybe just recently, but honestly, Dave Murphy can account for this as well. Aseta's been at Speaker's Corner since last year, but it's only just now you've kind of got yourself. But that's the way, like we've been speaking about this so much. It's just the way life has taken turns and allowed you to actually. It's funny how the path just gets carved.
Because honestly, when it came to me actually filming these protests, nobody told me go film them. No one even enticed me. It wasn't even in my mind that these protests were going to be happening. Mm-hmm. They just happened, and I don't know whether it was some higher power kicking me out the butt to tell me to go film it, or whether it was
spontaneous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just kind of happened, and ever since that, I've just turned up. It's really weird. I haven't filmed all the protests. I only filmed four main ones, and I think those four main ones were the main ones that needed to be shown. So it was bizarre that I picked those.
And we've got direct footage from Rutley TV that directly goes against what you show.
Yeah, so they show something to the public, and it's like, well,
you can see.
I was there, and that's not what happened.
You can see the director's unedited cut, and then we can show you the fake news, lame media set up movie Hollywood version, where everyone's in their places and no one's seen directing people like they are in your footage.
Yeah. The footage that we're going to show you, I think, is the one that you can really show that this was a planned protest from beginning till end. With the other protests, even though they were planned, it was a bit more of a organic.
There was definitely organic pockets in the other ones, whereas this one you could tell it was massively orchestrated.
It was planned because from the beginning, the scope that I got from the movement, the so-called real movement, was that they were going home, and that was that. So when I actually went to go see the other protesters, this is the EDL, and when I turned up, they weren't. I didn't see them there at all. Disappeared to go to the toilet for about 10-15 minutes. When I came back into the square, all these protesters were here from Black Lives Matter, and I was saying, where did you guys come from? Because they weren't there at the beginning, and and I'll show you the footage how many people were there, and you see the difference. So at this point, I'm questioning, okay, there's obviously something going on, and I just stuck with the crowd and followed them as much as I could. And yeah.
Sita, you've got a novel way of getting around these protests, haven't you? What is it you're on, and did you get it from Dave Murphy?
Yeah, Dave is the one who actually, I would say, enticed me to get onto it. The first time I actually tried it with him, it's even on video, I vouched, I said, no, I'm never going to get used to this. And then I had a second opportunity given by life to actually give it a go, and I got it within 15 minutes. And I've never looked back. So it's an electric unicycle, which is the best thing. I would say it's the future of transport.
Yeah.
Really is.
How do you accelerate and brake? Is it leaning your foot forward and back and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so like the hoverboards or the Segway.
No, I've always wanted a hoverboard. They got them now, have they?
I'm not sure. They're probably not called hoverboards stateside, but the Segway two-wheeled. Things. It's pretty much the same maneuver, moving forward and back. The only difference is that you have one wheel, so it's a new skill that you have to learn is balance. But don't get me wrong, everybody can balance, because remember, as a kid, you couldn't walk, so you learn how to walk.
And have you come off it?
Huh?
Have you come off it?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I would say the only time I've come off it is because I'm doing something extreme, like going off-roading, or I've had an accident with an idiotic cyclist, that kind of stuff. But in terms of safety, they are really, really safe. They're the safest thing that I've ever ridden, because it's an extension of you. So the wheel's not going to do anything you're not going to do. If you crash, it's either your fault or someone else's fault.
Well,
that's pretty much it.
Commuted across London for about 3 years on a bike, I can attest to idiot bike riders in London, that's for sure. But it's really cool. And when you're filming, have you got your camera on is it just your phone? Because it's amazing quality footage. And is it on a stick? Because you're really high up on some of these.
It's on a it's just a selfie stick, pretty much.
Gotcha.
And
it's really unique and very cool. I like that.
Thank you.
And people get out of your way as well, don't they?
Sorry?
And people get out of your way as well.
I was really surprised. Even the police. Honestly, it was like I was not there, or I was there, but I was. It's like I had a free pass.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Side note, sorry. Josh, we're looking at, or I'm looking at, just the white screen thing with the join. Have we lost Josh?
No, I'm here.
Okay. We're not seeing any logos or anything. We're seeing the meeting room front page.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at YouTube right now, John. What are you looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at it. All looks fine on our end.
Okay, I'll shut up.
What was
obviously hit something.
Sita, I was going to just tell you that I've ridden a unicycle my entire life, and I still do. I still go out all the time on it. And the balance that you're talking about, and just putting yourself in balance.
Yeah.
There's something about that. There's something about when you say everybody can balance, we learned how to walk through that. But even when you're in motion and you accept that balance, there's something very grounding, or you feel like you have a bubble around you. Like you said, people can't touch me, or that there's a connection there. I haven't done what you've done, but I'm riding a unicycle, and I'm imagining that it's quite the same sensation, because that's why I like the unicycle so much, is that feeling of that you have to be in balance. You have, it doesn't work if you're not.
Yeah, honestly, there's nothing like it. Once I learned how to, because the first time you try it, you're like, this is so weird. Like, what am I doing? And it's like your body's just telling you you can't do this. But
it's almost like flying in a way. It's weird.
Honestly, it is the same sensation as flying, I can imagine, because you're not strapped onto anything. You're literally just standing on this thing and, going 25 miles an hour. You feel like you're flying through, but it's so safe. That's what's crazy, because you're just standing on this object and you're not attached to anything. But
Yeah,
that's the safest way you can ever be.
Yeah, pedaling that one wheel feels pretty safe too. I don't get up as fast as you do, but there's just there's not a
You
whole
should
lot of harm that
definitely
comes
try
if you step
electric
off of it.
unicycle. You should definitely get one. I think you'll love it. You really will.
I think I would. Thank you for sharing that sensation, because as you described it, I got all of the sensations and that of it, and it took me back. So that was very cool.
One thing I'll also say to people is when you actually learn the balance, there is something about your mind that changes. How you think changes.
Yes.
Honestly, and even me learning how to go backwards now, because I've learned how to go backwards, my thinking process is just so different. So, it's really bizarre. But I would say to anyone, if you can definitely give it a go, try it. It's safer than the scooters. Yeah. You tried it, Roxanne.
I did. I got strapped up and I tried it at Speaker's Corner. Admittedly, I didn't take it to it as a duck to water would, but I definitely got an exhilarated feeling from being on it. It was really exciting. It was like the adrenaline started flowing, and you almost feel like a kid again when you're learning how to ride a bike. That new feeling, like this feels really new. I want to,
Because we're so used to knowing everything in life, like literally everything, including it. Even when I jump on an electric scooter, it felt natural because of how everything goes with other things. But when you jump on this, it's a totally different sensation. So your body's fighting it, but then you're just like, no, but I want to, get it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the police stopped yours.
Yes.
So you could take off.
Yeah, the policeman had a right go at me. He wanted me out the park. He probably tried to march me out the park. Then he was like, "Get out the park." I was like, "I'm not." You came to my defense, you warrior.
We all stood our ground.
Yeah, we did.
Roxanne.
Are you not allowed? Sorry,
we're stepping again. I was just going to say, Roxanne, they probably didn't want you to find your balance on it because they knew if you did, you'd be unstoppable. But go ahead, John.
Bless you.
I was just going to say, I've completely forgotten what I was just going to say. So,
I love our show. I really do.
Damn, that's short-term memory loss, isn't it? Oh, that's right. I was going to ask whether they're allowed in London or anywhere in the UK.
That's a good question. Azita was talking about that this evening.
Yeah. So, I mean, I ride them regardless of what the law says, because I know that under common law I have a right to travel, blah, blah, and all that kind of stuff. But with the law, the UK has just made it legal to ride the electric scooters here, only if you rent them. Really weird. Really weird. It's just so weird. But technically they're legal, but they're not. But they are, but they're not.
Yeah, that's so British, isn't it? They are, but they're not. But it's a bit of a long story. But it's kind of is and kind of isn't.
It's going to take about a year until it's fully legal because we're not sure. But yeah.
That sounds about as clear as the COVID laws and all that bullshit this muppet government and everything is coming out with. Good grief.
Yeah. Honestly, it's such a nightmare. So I just ignore them and carry on riding. I think as long as I look like I'm sensible on the road, there's a time and place to be reckless, and that's totally off-road.
They will stage the scene. I can just see it. They'll have someone on a motorcycle, or whatever, going across Heathrow Airport runway, and then there'll be a massive police hunt down, and then these dreaded things will be banned, and everyone will, yay, brilliant. We're safe again. Thank you, government.
Oh my God, those vigilantes on the wheels, God.
Be like drone, likening it to the drone nonsense we had at the airports.
Yeah.
But maybe we should watch some of this footage. You guys got it queued up.
Yes, we do indeed.
Sure, go ahead.
No worries.
I'll give you the timestamp.
Okay,
cool.
You flow. Sherry, screeny.
Hey.
Kenny, do you want to leave Asita's bag alone?
Busted.
Oh my goodness, my dog is so busted. He waited for both of us to look at the screen, and he was like, I'm just going to go over to this bag and get these crisps, and no one's going to hear me.
The whole evening is just waiting for the perfect time.
So Hold on. If I just go there and I go
Yeah,
there,
it's that
so we're
one.
doing that one.
Yep. So we'll do that one, and then
Okay.
I think when we get
Should we
to
start at the first one? 11?
yeah, play this one. When we get to about 14:12 is when you can show the other clip.
Cool.
But
So,
just start from 10 minutes. Yeah,
10,
well,
11, 10,
11.
We'll go there.
Or I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you just want to go to the highlighted parts? Okay, if you show the beginning,
Yeah, yeah.
beginning so they can see
Cool.
who rocked up first.
Yeah. Sound is on.
And then
there.
you can see the difference.
Hopefully you will. Can you all see that?
Yep. Did you remember to
Okay.
share your system sounds?
Yes. I've turned it down because Asita's gonna go and talk as well, just
Oh,
to explain to you certain
beautiful.
points.
Yeah, this you don't really need the sound yet. It's
Mhm.
just only in 2 clips, I'd say.
Mhm.
So if you go to the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
So at the beginning, this is the actual movement that turned up.
It's worth pointing out at this point that this is a Saturday, not a Sunday, and this is Speaker's Corner.
Okay, yeah. So this is on a Saturday, Speaker's Corner. I mean, you know the history more
Yeah,
better.
the
but
laws are
Speaker-
relaxed on a Sunday, and obviously anyone who's looked into the history will know that Speaker's Corner was initially for people that were getting hung, and then we're where we are now, where the laws are relaxed, so people can speak about whatever they're passionate about every Sunday without fear of reprisal from the law. Pretty much anything goes, as talking to Steve told us.
Mhm.
Can anyone really define hate speech?
Yeah.
So that's why things are the way, in layman's terms, that's why things are the way they are on a Sunday. However, this wasn't on a Sunday.
And to be honest, all the others weren't on a Sunday
Yeah.
either. They all were on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is when I first turned up. The media were there as usual. This is how many of the protesters were here at the beginning. This is all of them. And as you can see, there's probably no more than 50 there.
Yeah.
Probably roughly.
This is in the square outside Speaker's Corner, so just
Parliament.
behind Asita's Marble
Marble
Arch.
Arch, sorry.
Yeah.
Marble Arch.
Yeah.
So if you watch this video live yourself, you'll hear, oh, not this part, but they basically say that they were sending the people home, all of these protesters home. But as you can see from their faces and stuff, the kind of crowd, and then you'll see later on the kind of crowd that rock up.
I noticed that these guys, I only saw 2 people wearing masks in that crowd there.
Not a lot of people wearing masks.
No, not
But
at
then
all.
later on, almost everyone was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You're in London. What's going on with the mask situation there?
So that's a $64,000 question, that isn't it? There's a small minority of people that are wearing them for what they believe are medical reasons, but I think the vast majority of people that you'll see wearing masks in the city, like you said, they won't be wearing masks one minute and we're wearing masks the next minute, and it's normally when there's uncouth things going on or have been going on, or people have been involved in things that they want to obscure their identity.
So
Yeah.
it's more of an identity obscure, whatever.
Unfortunately.
Definitely. And I think the only places that it's mandatory is when you're just getting the buses, public transport, and even then no one really wears it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so at this point I left the Marble Arch and went down to Trafalgar Square, which is here. And these random people were here. I don't know where they were from. There's not really any.
There's a lot of Londoners saying they weren't from anywhere around town.
Yeah, because at this point I've left the other guys, and they were still sort of
You
doing
said
the
this
thing.
was random. They weren't
Yeah, again, this was random. I thought they were something was about to go down, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll quickly chase them and see what's going on. But no, this is literally what they did, was just block the cars. So, but there was no need to run.
And you then thought that some people were coming, but no one was coming.
Yeah, they made this kind of show as if something was coming that they needed to block the cars, but no, nothing happened.
You'll see in a minute that nothing went down.
Even these coming down to the square, I just left the square, and you saw there was no agitators. There was nothing.
Everything was peaceful.
It's a
Everything was
show
peaceful,
of
but
force. They're just showing you what they can do. Look at how many we are. Look at how fast we can move. We're here.
Stand in lines and walk up roads.
we can run up the road and make you feel scared for a moment.
That's it. We
You
can
know,
kettle you if we want.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much what it was like up until the big herd
Not
of
letting anyone else through there.
No, there's just blocked there. They let a few cars through, but that was it. They just blocked the road for no reason. Didn't make sense. So I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah, see ya.
So then I just carried on filming and just, trying to get a gist of what was going on. So I'll just kind of skip forward. But you can see that we're kind of cornering off and making sure only whoever they wanted in or out was allowed.
Yeah.
So another thing I questioned was, how did that movement get through all these police unless you let them through?
Exactly.
You know,
Because at this
look-
point, you've seen the volume of police on roads,
And you
but
saw
they're
the-
allowing it to go the way it's going.
Yeah, and you saw the amount of people that were on the square, which wasn't that much. So, I'm just sort of circling around.
Notice the seater's not really concerned about where the police are and what they're saying. She's just doing what she's doing.
Yeah, so I'm just riding around filming. And it just, for me, it just felt like, again, they were doing some sort of training exercise and training for something. I'm not sure what.
Crowd movement.
But then, so at some point, I disappeared and I come back and these people here. I don't know where they came from. But they were definitely a different crowd from the ones I saw earlier in the square and the ones that you saw at Speaker's Corner.
Yeah.
Look at the amount wearing masks now.
Yep. And again, look, the square totally emptied and for some reason barricaded in the corner there. So then it starts getting a bit exciting. More people start turning up. Starts getting bigger. And it's like, where are these people coming from? Where are they coming from? Where are we
So
going?
many people there.
Yeah, okay, so sorry, going a little bit too far back. So at this point, it starts getting a little bit excited. And I'll just point out as well, the police were stopping a lot of the normal public from getting through, like people who were just cycling, people who were just walking.
Innocent people, not innocent people, but people that weren't there for that reason were getting well caught up in the mix at this point.
Yeah, but they allowed all these people to somehow come into the square, but everyone else, you're not allowed in the square. So that to me was a bit fishy as well.
Controlled.
So as the people were getting chased, you'll see here is the guy. Wait. Now I can use this. Okay. So this guy here in white, sorry about my dodgy drawing. He's there standing. You'll hear him say, come this way, come this way.
Yeah.
And then the crowd go that way.
Yeah, he's definitely calling the shots for a lot of people and where they're moving to.
So he's just one of them. There's a play button.
Yeah, just click the screen. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't know how to get rid of trial and error.
We'll get there. Focus in the green circle, people. Okay.
So you'll see, and then they sort of barricade this way for some reason. It's not really clear, but the police basically block them from moving. A little, what do you call those things that sound like an explosion, but they're not? Is it a firework?
Yeah, like a flare.
Yeah, so you'll see a bit of smoke. So flare gets set off to set a bit of panic, but other than that, there's nothing going on here, even though it seems like there is
something to happen.
Yeah, or they want it to look like something is happening
optically.
Yeah, but nothing was happening here, as you can see. I'm stood here. So this was sort of going on for a little while, couple of seconds, and then the police.
Looks like a film set.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, and then. Even to the point that I had to film this little scenario going on. It honestly felt like these were extras. You just paid to be here.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And just hover around.
And almost all of them now have masks.
Yeah. So at this point, the police are heading up. Something's going on here. So I start just following the crowd.
This is where you get into the middle. This is just behind the Hippodrome.
So I'm following
Leicester Square.
Yeah, so I'm just following the crowd into this part. I don't know what's set off here, but I just remember having the feeling of
the kids are all jumping over the fence. If you just wheel it back a tiny bit, look, as she comes up and round. Sorry. Yeah, look, see, watch here, the kids jumping all over the fence.
Yeah.
They all start running back
all
down
of a
towards
sudden,
where you end up going.
Yeah,
So
and I'm just
that's
like,
the only thing I can see that happens there that changes. Look, now look, they've clocked it and they've all changed. But did you see the first lot that jumped through the park and ran through the park? They're already running down to where you're going. So it's like someone got a signal from the dude back in the grey top. You said they're that way. Remember you said you heard someone saying they've gone that way or they're down there or something. So they've all listened and they've run for it.
Exactly. So that was one of the guys I told you in grey.
Yeah.
This is another guy, him here. Funny enough, landed on green.
Yeah.
This guy here, he's again someone that just stood out and felt like he was. I didn't see much of him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one that I tell you about later.
Yeah.
In a different outfit.
Yeah.
Because he's covered up. He's covering himself up very well here. And
amazing footage. What camera are you using?
This is a GoPro 6.
Bloody hell.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And then
this is like something out of a movie. I've got to say here, right? I see this guy in the grey top on the left that she's about to point out. This is the same. She's spotting these people.
So he was the one that was stood up on the wall where I marked it in green.
Yeah.
Same guy. Yeah. And then here he starts shouting, "They're here, they're here." This is what he's shouting, "They're here, they're here." And then the crowd follow him, but it's into nothing. There was nothing going on here because
And here's where they start running in, and you're and they're saying, screaming, "Get back, get back!"
Yeah, so they're screaming, "Get back, get back!" But get back for what?
From going down there.
Yeah.
Are they even police?
Well,
this is the thing. I think they were community officers or they're training to be something. I don't know.
Definitely in dress-up outfit.
Because when you look at them, they just seem a bit goofy. They're not like...
They weren't overly confident.
No, when you look at a police officer, especially in this kind of scenario, they look like they're, they've taken some cocaine or something because they're alert. Oh, sorry.
It's funny, he's not on a uni well, but he just happens.
Yeah, over here we have what we call sheriff's deputy, like a... assistant deputy or something like that. There's people who aren't police officers, but they do get to carry a gun and they can help if the police need help.
Their uniforms don't fit properly or something. It's just like they went into a changing room and just all grabbed jumpsuits or whatever.
Exactly.
And some of them are like really they don't fit at all. It's really weird.
You can spot the ones that are clearly not officers, never been an officer in their life, I don't think. But, again, you can see... how do you go back a few seconds?
Yeah. At this point, I realised she was stuck in the middle of whatever it is that's about to come because I can see more yellow vest officers off in the distance. And I'm like, you're in the middle of a sandwich, babe.
Yeah, I wasn't aware at this point until... but you can see on the left side...
Crap, sorry. Oh,
no, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay,
that's perfect. That was perfect where it was. So on the left side, you can see some these guys in the white.
Yeah, the white helmets are strategically
white helmets. They've got black uniforms.
Aren't they?
They've got black uniforms, so they're the real police. And then these guys in the blue helmets and the blue uniforms.
Rent them.
I don't know whether they were actors or whether they were just PCSOs,
trainees or something.
Because I looked more confident than they did, I think.
Yeah. I see a couple of them at certain points looking at you as if to say, "You sure?"
Yeah. So I go, instead of demanding me, like, get
a lot of press underneath this scaffolding here, keep eyeing the seater up as if to say, "We're here and you're there." Why?
So at this point, so these officers running, I think at this point, this is where you should explain the other bit of news.
Yeah. At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in, if it's all right with you, I'm just going to stop sharing the screen for a second. We're just going to switch over tabs to bring you this, because this here, you can make up. So with what Asita's saying just now, I'm just getting the annotation for this because it starts off at the bridge, but then they go back to, it's a bit further on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing a great job, girls.
This
here. Right,
Would you say there is a race problem in London? I mean,
no, definitely not.
No.
I Adam put a really good video up, and it's true. There's only a race problem when we're talking about it. never seems to be an issue otherwise. You know, there's a lot more crime. I would say there's a lot more black on black crime than there is white on black crime